Hi Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Venus retrograde reading for you, which begins on March 1st and lasts for 6 weeks. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. I don't have a team behind me. It's just me here trying to figure out this YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for all your support. If you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. If you are sound sensitive, this is the time to mute the reading. Let the healing energy wash over you, and unmute it when you see me pick up the singing bowl. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Cancer. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay. So the Seven of Wands crowns everything, which makes sense with a Venus retrograde. The Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Justice, the Six of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Lovers, the Nine of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Knight of Pentacles, angels and spirit guides, the Empress, angels and spirit guides. The Seven of Pentacles and the King of Wands. All right. There's intensity here, most definitely, which is really interesting because you would think that you'd be walking in as a Cancer energy to a very calm, Venus retrograde. Yes, Venus retrograde brings up the way that we need to be loved, right? The way that we need to connect emotionally to situations. And it washes away and calls out the energies that we don't want in our lives and the way that we feel stuck, trapped, and overwhelmed. And here we're kind of meeting this Venus retrograde head on. We're coming to it and we're feeling like I've been fighting for this energy. I've been fighting, I've been intense. There's power here. But also note that in a Venus retrograde, okay, people and situations can just annoy us. We can just feel annoyed and be like, my gosh, why is everybody in the world so annoying? So just be mindful about that with a Venus retrograde because it brings intensity of emotion forward and we need to combat it with calm and love. But of course, Venus retrograde begins in Aries. So we're going to hit the ground running. We really are. There's a fierceness, there's a fire, there's a tenacity, there's an intensity to us that is just here. And we need to accept it within ourselves here, Cancer, because we're going to be able to utilize this so very well. So we're going to see where our energy in love has been really tense and really, really intense. So Spirit always shows me the Seven of Wands. If you've been part of this family for a while, like a clenched fist. The energy can't flow through it because everything is so tight. This is going to be a time where we start to call out energies and we start to call out situations that aren't letting us flow, aren't letting us connect, aren't letting us, step into our power. So this brings out, again, a Venus retrograde, brings out existing issues within our relationships. And often old flames can come back because we're resolving issues that haven't been looked at in a while. So if you have a past love come forward during this time and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard from this person in like a zillion bazillion years, like it's so out of the blue, it's so unexpected. No, it is part of a Venus retrograde pattern. So we can get really excited. Oh my gosh, this person came back. Oh my gosh, true love story, but it's for healing. Now, it can be a true love story come forward, and it can be absolutely fantastic. But what we're going to see is that a very powerful healing is coming forward. And it's going to be around this energy of like, I need to fight for this. I need to fight here. I need to fight there. And Spirit is saying what we're going to be really embracing during this time is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? Is it grounding of ourselves and a really seeing and understanding how we want to move forward and how we want to nurture the seeds in our life, how we want to nurture our passions, our understanding, and our inner desires. So that's going to be a very big deal with the Queen of Pentacles coming forward, where it's a sense of what seeds do I want to plant, and I have to nurture this garden, right? I have to take care of my little corner of my universe, and I want to weed out what is draining my energy. I want to, nurture the soil and really move forward in prosperity. It's going to be a grounding of the self. And with the Nine of Pentacles, there's going to be a focusing. During this time, a Venus retrograde lasts for 6 weeks. It begins on the 1st of March and it lasts for 6 weeks. And what we're going to see here is that during this time, we can be very hyper-focused, very intensely focused on what we need to get done. People will want to pull us into the past. People will want to pull us into the future. We really need to stay in the right here, right now. And it can even be energies that want to pull us into the past and pull us into the future. Oh, you should worry about this. And oh, don't you remember that? No, I want to be right here, right now. And I need to tackle what is right here, right now. Justice moves us forward. Now, justice is Libra energy, okay? September 23rd to October 22nd. And it's justice, Libra energy, is ruled by Venus. So the Venus energy for us, Cancer, comes through very strongly. And it's going to balance things. It's going to put things into perspective, but it's also going to take out the trash. It really is. It's going to take out what is no longer welcome in our lives, energy that is weighing us down, kind of situations that are causing stress and overwhelmedness. So being aware of this and being aware that balance is going to be really important. We're going to look at spaces even and say, is this balance? We can get very into, the qigong of it all. We can get very into even, oh my gosh, this book just came into my head. It was called what was it? A witch spring cleaning or something like that, where somebody did like a cleansing of a space and did it around like sacred stones and herbs and things like that. I don't know. I just thought it was so fun. And beautiful. So here, it's that kind of energy coming forward. It's kind of like, I want to make sacred my spaces. And it's moving forward with the Six of Swords. It's taking our energy and knowing that we're heading into the unknown. And being okay with that. It's going to be scary and it is overwhelming. But it's also learning how to nurture ourselves through our knowledge, through our mind, through our voice. And it brings us to the Three of Wands. Doors start to open, like ideas start to come in, passions start to open up, new ideas, new ways moving us forward, come forward. And we're going to be surprised by this. It's like, oh, I never thought of this, or oh my gosh, I get to do that, or oh my gosh, this door opened and it was closed, and now it's exciting. It brings us to the Lovers, which is strong Gemini energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Gemini, if we have Gemini energy in our life, it is meeting things with love. And that is going to be very difficult. And I know that sounds so silly as a Cancer energy, because people always say Cancer's energies meet the world with love. But Cancer energy also takes on a lot of the energy of the world and kind of like cycles it through our bodies and then wants to heal it, right? Wants to cleanse it, wants to bring it out beautiful. It's kind of like being a purifier. But then all of that gets caught within us. And we don't need that. And that's actually something that we're fighting against during this time. It's not saying, okay, I can take on the chaos and I can bring you the calm. It is saying, I see the chaos and I refuse. I refuse. And it's not that we're not here for partners or friends or loved ones. It is that we are learning how to hold sacred space for ourselves. And I know that gets thrown around so willy-nilly, but holding sacred space means that we can be present without, you know, needing to one up, without needing to, you know, put our emotions on top of another person's or their emotions overpowering ours. And so here, it is a balance of love. It is walking into a balance of love. And then a wish gets granted. So do note that a Venus retrograde can be a messy time. It can be a messy time, all right? We can feel like we're going through a dry spell in love, even if we're in a relationship, right? We're not connecting the way that we want to. We can have old flames, you know, rear their ugly head or their beautiful head, depending on where we are in that cycle of emotions. But we can also, it's also a time where we can have breakups that don't last forever, but breakups that happen that say, I need to see me fully, and I'm not seeing me fully if I'm caught in this. So even if we don't like say, oh my gosh, I'm breaking up, or oh my gosh, we're taking a break, or anything like that, we can find that we're really focusing on the individual during this time. It's like, you need to walk that individual path, I need to walk this individual path. And then we kind of see how we braid the two together. It's kind of like how the, I'm just seeing like pretzel, you know, being braided in the middle and being fused together. So here with the Nine of Cups, there is a sense of love and a wish being granted and a power moving us forward. There is the Wheel of Fortune. Something new is happening. And that's the energy around 2025, where it's like something new is happening. This is interesting. Like, watch this. I mean, we've entered into the age of Aquarius, right? We're seeing top-down structures fall apart. We're seeing behind the scenes of things in ways that we've never seen before, right? The dragons always guarded the gates so very well, and now they're not. And it's so interesting. We're seeing it everywhere. And it brings us to the Knight of Pentacles. It brings us to slowly and steadily moving forward towards our goals. But again, holding the sacred seeds of what we want in our life, how we want to move forward in love. And a lot of this Venus retrograde is looking at the blueprint of what we thought love was, of how it was packaged to us when we were little, and we were reading Once Upon a Time, and they all live happily ever after. And it's like, oh, this is what love is. And now we're seeing ourselves for the mature beings that we are and saying, but what is love to me? What is it that I desire? Maybe I never wanted to be a prince or a princess, you know? So it's opening up the door and saying, how do I move forward in my energy and in what I love? Because the Empress is coming in. The Empress is nurturing, but the Empress can also be looking at traditional roles of things and saying, I don't know if I want this, you know? I don't know if this fits me. And I'm not sure if it's okay to say that. Or it's okay to want something different. Or it's okay to open up this door. The Empress also walks forward in creativity, bringing it forward, birthing it forward into the world. So through love and connection, through healing and understanding, we birth forward what is sacredly important to us. And it brings us to the Seven of Pentacles. Be patient. Be patient with what is unfolding around you, because the King of Fire, the King of Wands, comes forward. This is air sign energy. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? This is, if we're born on the cusp with Leo, if we have fire sign energy in our chart, this is going to be a spicy time for us. We're not going to sit back during this Venus retrograde and be like, it's okay, peace and love, you know, don't worry about it. We're going to look at things and say, what do I love? What do I want? I'm forging this. A forge is intense, right? You stick the metal into the forge, right? Into the like oven, we'll just call it, into the fire until it gets blazing hot. And then we hammer it. We mold it, we sculpt it. And that's what we're doing during this time. We're taking what we love and we're kind of lighting it on fire and seeing, where will this take me? How do I plant these seeds? How do I move things forward? We have the Empress of Pentacles and we have the King of Fire. Nothing grows without the sun, right? But there are also certain seeds that only come open after fire, right? And the forest floor gets cleansed after fire. Now, of course, there have been atrocities going on and intensities going on around the earth and fire and everything like that. And it's not to bring up that imagery, but it is to say here that in the fire of a Venus retrograde, we are going to see what we love sprout forward. And we're going to be surprised. We're going to be surprised at what our heart is calling for. And we're going to have to be brave to say, I want to move forward in this love. We're also going to want fun. That's going to be something here, Cancer, that we're very attracted to. We want fun and we want laughter and we want joy and we want silliness, but we also want, your stories. We want your stories and your words and deeper understanding, and not just the surface value of it all. We want to go deeper. We want to know the story of it. We want to know the hows and how comes and whys. But we want the story, right? Because people are stories. And that's the energy here that we have with justice and we have with the lovers, to find justice in the love. But those are two air sign energies. We want the stories. We want the words. We want the connections. We want to hear it. And it's something about the voice of things, the way the story is told, that will pull us in, Cancer. And it will be very important for us. It moves us to our chakra, not our chakra energy, our spirit energy, and angels and spirit guides. Show them clearly. Guide this reading. This is the eagle. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. And you are. You're seeing yourself move forward in an astounding way. It brings us then to our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides. Show them clearly. Guide this reading. This is the sacral chakra. This is inspiration. It's letting ourselves be inspired. It's opening up the sacral chakra. As I always say, tap the tailbone, tap the kidneys. It helps the energy flow within us. And it's letting us be inspired. It's letting us be inspired by the bird singing. It's letting us be inspired by the sunrise, sunset, the music of where we live, right? The sound of opening up our front door. What does it sound like? Is it quiet? Do you hear birds singing? Do you hear the squirrels? Is it noisy? Do you hear horns barking, horns honking, dogs barking kind of thing? What is the energy that you hear? And it brings us then to the energy to be mindful of during this Venus retrograde. Angels and spirit guides, show them clearly. It's the Ace of Pentacles, which is so interesting. Aces are gift cards from the universe. And Spirit is saying, be mindful of a gift that is being given to you. And you're being told to plant it. You're being told, oh, you should be doing XYZ with this gift. And Spirit's like, what do you want to do with it? What do you desire? How are you opening the door? So there's a gift that's going to come forward. Okay? And with the Queen of Pentacles energy, you're going to take it. But Spirit is saying here, be mindful about this. Be mindful about the seeds that you plant during this time, because they're not all going to sprout the way that you expected them to, which sounds ominous. It isn't really ominous, okay? But it is saying, be mindful, because you'll think about something, and what sounded like a really good idea in the moment, you'll be like, no, I don't like that. No, not for me. It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message, which is the raven. It says, the universe is calling you to notice important synchronicities. You're going to see things aligning. You're going to see things opening up to you, kind of like falling into alignment. It's like, oh, what about this? And then something happens and you're like, oh, that's connected. Oh my gosh, what about that? And it all starts opening in a way that you're like, I never saw the connection before, but now I do. And it's by opening up the heart and embracing love. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy. And during this Venus retrograde, the heart opens and the inner child comes forward. How are you loved as a child? How are you loved by your parents? How are you loved by the people around you? Did you raise your arms up and people walked away? Was there a lot of yelling? Did you feel unsafe in love? Did scary things happen? Here it is connecting with the heart, and it is knowing that we learn how to love from when we were really small. Did we have a really great basis of love? And then when we got older and we went into a relationship, we thought, oh, wow, it's perfect, right? But the person wasn't perfect. The little child innocence broke in a way that we didn't expect it to. What is the heart saying to you? Have we guarded our hearts really, really well, Cancer? Because we didn't want to go through the pain that we saw in childhood, or the fear of being rejected, or, of loss. Did we not love who we were? And then thought, who could love me? I'm already broken. This will all come up in a Venus retrograde, which I know sounds intense. And I know people say therapy session. It's not a therapy session. It is the energy that makes us. I mean, maybe it is a therapy session, but you're welcome. It's the energy that makes us. We are just energy. We are the stories and perceptions that we have. And it brings us to the Three of Wands. We have the Three of Wands here. Be mindful. Be mindful of the paths that open to you. Be mindful of the insight that guides you during this time. There's going to be certain things that you want to do in order to prove to other people. This has to be but I love it. energy that guides you and brings you forward. It brings us then to the 10 of Swords. We're completing a cycle. We have the Wheel of Fortune here, right? We're completing a cycle. We're opening to a new season, but we're also having a resurrection. We have a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. And we are releasing what has played in our head as overkill, what has kept our wings cut, you know? And we are starting to see that we were given a fortune. Every single sword that was stabbed in us over 10 years, since the time we were 10, betrayals, hurts, disappointments. Now we are embracing our voice, and we see that we can arm an army. We see that there is so much strength to us now, as long as we embrace our voice, and we take that deep breath in, and we stand tall in our power. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this Venus retrograde and of ourselves. Again, if you are sound sensitive, now's the time to pause it. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Cancer, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed Venus retrograde. Bye.